You still feel hungry after eating lunch? Does lunch fill you up? Do you believe that being able to sign out and buy your own meal would be very filling? Would you like having the choice to buy whatever you want to satisfy your hunger? Well, we believe that open campus lunch would benefit us as students. In fact, open campus lunch is the very topic of our speech today. We want to persuade you in establishing it in our schools. Open campus lunch is a privilege that pertains mostly to students here at school. The seniors can already sign out whenever they'd like, and juniors can sign out if they have good grades and are in good standards with the school for the fourth quarter only. We would like to enforce it here at school year-round. We sent out a survey to all harbors except for the seniors because this subject does not relate to them. Since they already have sign out and will graduate next year, we will discuss the survey later. Today we will be discussing with you the problem with not having open campus lunch as a solution, opposing viewpoints associated with open campus lunch, and the rules we would incorporate so that open campus lunch would be controlled.
The problem that we are trying to fix is the hunger that most kids feel after eating lunch here at school. Most kids are hungry after eating lunch due to the Healthy Kids Act. However, we have no control over that act because it is now a law and our cooks must follow it. The Healthy Kids Act forces our lunches to only include a total of 750 to 820 calories. The suggested amount of calories for us as young adults aging from grades 9 to 12 to consume daily is 2,000 to 5,000 calories. 5,000 calories being those that are in sports and such. You can clearly see that the Healthy Kids Act does not satisfy the needs of our students at OHS or that of any school. Open campus lunch would allow us to get whatever we would happen to need to satisfy our hunger and consume more calories since, by law, the cooks at school can only serve us that specified amount. Open campus lunch would, however, be optional in case some people don't feel famished after eating lunch or do not want to sign out and use their own money. They could still eat here at school. We sent out a survey in our school to get feedback from our students. 77 students took our survey. Here are the questions we asked our student body. First, how hungry are you after eating lunch here at school? And the choice answers were A, starving, B, hungry, C, not very hungry, or D, not hungry at all. 40% of students said that they were starving after eating lunch. 41% said that they were hungry. 19% of students said that they were not very hungry after eating lunch, and no one chose the answer of not hungry at all. Our next question was, do you think that having the choice of signing out for open campus lunch would help cure the hunger that students have throughout the day? Choice answers were yes or no. 97% of students answered yes, and 3% answered no. Question 3 was, if we had open campus lunch for everyone 16 and older, would you use it? 44% of students said yes, 53% of students said sometimes, and 3% of students said no. And finally, our last question was, if we had open campus lunch, would you be willing to abide by the rules that are set to keep it controlled? 83% said yes, and 17% said no. From our survey, we have reason to believe that open campus lunch would be a good solution to the problem of hunger at our school. And open campus lunch as a solution is what we are going to talk about next.
Let's take a moment and think about our future here at Ogden if we were to adopt this lovely idea. Open campus would be a great solution because we would be able to eat whatever we want and would be able to get whatever we needed to end our hunger. For example, say you didn't favor the lunch we were having on any given day and you knew that it would not fill you up. You could arrange to bring money, or if you live in Ogden, plan on signing out to go home and eat. When you sign out, you could buy or get whatever amount of food you need to fill you up. And if you weren't hungry when you signed out, you could grab a snack for later and eat it whenever you would happen to get hungry. With the privilege of open campus lunch comes rules and responsibilities. Everyone would have to agree to abide by these rules in order for open campus lunch to be put into effect. The first rule would be that in order to sign out to go get lunch, students would have to be in good standings with their teachers and maintain a C average and above. Also, students would lose this privilege if he or she was tardy back from lunch more than once. Meaning that if you have lunch from 11:36 to 12 o'clock, you must be back in the school signed in by 12, or your open campus lunch privileges are strict. The second is that all students that sign out from lunch would only be able to go within city limits. If you live in Ogden, you would be able to go home, but if you don't, you are limited to whatever is in Ogden. This is so we do not have people running around outside of town. This also has a chance of boosting the town's economy. Third rule is that everyone that wants to sign out has to have their parents sign off at the very beginning of school. We could pass out liability and permission papers with registration papers. That way we are aware of the parents are aware of their kids if they are signing out or not. Fourth rule is that if you are like 15 and you only have a school permit, you would not be able to have open campus lunch. You need to be 16 so we don't have to worry about people driving off their routes or anything.
However, there are many controversies associated with open campus lunch. Many people do not like the idea of spending your own gas money and lunch money to go get your lunch when you could just eat what's at school. And that is why we would make open campus lunch optional. You would not have to sign out if you didn't want to, and lunch would still be offered here at the school. In order to find out how many are eating at school that day, we would take lunch account in the morning so that the cooks do not make excess food. Another controversy that has been brought to the surface with open campus lunch is that the cooks would not have jobs since everyone would sign out. That is another reason open campus lunch would be optional, so that some kids would stay and eat and the cooks would still have their jobs. All of the students under 16 would be eating, plus the students over 16 that didn't want to sign out. Many people are also worried that students would be misbehaving while signed out. This we cannot really control, it's just a trust thing. If you are caught misbehaving while being signed out to get lunch, your privileges will be stripped and there will be consequences. Some rule comes with tardies. Tardies will not be accepted. The last controversy is that students will be filling themselves with food that are unhealthy. This is true. However, students need to learn to feed themselves because we will not always have cooks making us food every day for lunch. Eventually, we will grow up and feed ourselves and need to choose healthy decisions to eat.
Take a moment and think about our future here at Ogden if we were to adopt this lovely idea of open campus lunch. No student would be hungry after lunch because of the Healthy Kids Act. They would go and sign out and go to the Lucky Pig and get a hamburger that fills them up. Or go and buy an egg salad sandwich with an apple and whatever else they need to fill them up from Clark's. Also, our small businesses would benefit greatly from this. And if you don't want to buy something, then if you live in Ogden, you could just run home real quick and grab last night's spaghetti leftovers.
To us, open campus cannot hurt anything. We can only gain from open campus lunch. We hope you now to see all the positive factors of open campus lunch from listening to our speech, where we covered the problem in our school with hunger, open campus lunch is a solution to that problem, the rules and regulations of open campus lunch, and the opposing viewpoints on open campus lunch. We have shared with you the great opportunities that come with open campus lunch. Open campus lunch would help the students so much at OHS. If all the students follow the rules we have presented, then this idea will help the small businesses in Ogden and help improve Ogden's economy and end the hunger that lingers in our school due to the Healthy Kids Act. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to this speech and hear our thoughts on open campus lunch. We hope you help us in taking action on getting open campus lunch What do I say?